Canada's two largest railways are preparing to restart operations after the federal government stepped into the labor dispute. Ottawa asking the Industrial Relations Board to impose binding arbitration on CN Rail, Canadian Pacific Kansas City, and the Teamsters Union. Workers at CN say they'll take down picket lines and go back to work today. But as we mentioned, there are employees at Canadian Pacific who plan to challenge the constitutionality of the government's decision. We wanted to get more perspective on what's happening right now from JJ Ruest. He's the former CEO of CN Rail. And JJ, it's great to have you back with us. Appreciate the time as always.
Good morning, John.
It's been a very complicated, busy 48 hours really here as we got close to the wire and then ultimately got past it. What has been your take on what's going on and where we sit this morning?
Yeah, so I think the decision of yesterday of the Minister of Transport to get involved directly is a very wise one for the Canadian economy and probably for all parties involved. So at this point, both CP and CN are quite willing to respect the decision of the minister to send this to binding arbitration. I understand the Teamsters of CN are back to work, and the railroad will be running today, or is running already. In the case of CP, they're challenging, the Teamsters are challenging the decision. So that might take a little while for that to get sorted out, but at least half the national network is going back in operation today. So
to be clear then, if you were running one of these rail operators right now, you'd be working off the assumption that even if, not all employees are on board with what has been messaged by the federal government stepping in means that we're getting back to business per se.
Definitely. So it puts the Teamsters of the CP, in a very difficult position at this point. Hard to believe that there'll be much support for their position nationwide or even within the union rank of other industrial sites who have been suffering potential upcoming short-term layoff. So I think the pressure now is really on the few, while CN, CP, and the Teamsters of CN have basically decided that this is going to go to binding arbitration. This is all going to get resolved. So I think the last group remaining is going to find it difficult to really not be in sync with the decision of the minister within, hopefully within a day or two. So the likelihood of a network going back in full operation shortly is high. At least CN is already back in operation.
JJ, obviously the headlines were making were being discussed well beyond Canadian borders because obviously there were immediately big questions, not just for Canada's economy, but cross-border activity, and then of course trade globally from a story like this at a time when, there's economic sensitivity already, and yet things had been building towards this moment for a very long period of time. Can you just, from your vantage point, explain how we got to this point in the first place? What got us here in the first place?
Yeah. So to your point, probably 1/3 of the business that CNCP does is cross-border with the U.S., and 1/3 of business that CNCP does is with the ports, with international markets. So the ripple effect is way beyond the Canadian borders. It's about everything that we buy and everything that we sell as a Canadian economy. These things are not surprise. You see them coming long ahead of time. Those two contracts expired back in December of 2023. The mediator in Ottawa is always in the loop as we get closer to the end, and you get the sense, within the 72 hours before the strike, the lockout work start, that you will have a major disruption. So there's no surprise here. It's really the question. The system in some ways is broken because these are not your usual industrial labor dispute, right? This is not a mine going on strike or a chemical plant or a paper mill. It's an industry that has a huge impact on the Canadian economy. Both the union and the railroad have an oversized impact on the Canadian economy that other labor disputes don't have. So really, the question remains as to whether or not rail service is essential, whether port service is essential. Every time there is a disruption in rail or port, the whole nation rise up and say it's essential services. But before the disruption starts, the agencies in Ottawa say that these services are not essential and the right to strike should be allowed to them the same way as it would be allowed to a pulp mill, a potash mine, or a chemical plant. And that's really is the issue. The issue is it an essential services or not? It seems to be kind of an after the fact. It's recognized that's an essential services to the economy.
Yeah, I want to read a statement from the CP Kansas City chief, Keith Creel, who said the government has acted to protect Canada's national interest. To your point, I mean, keeping the rails operating is important. He went on to say, we regret that the government had to intervene because we fundamentally believe in and respect collective bargaining. I guess maybe for our audience, what happens from here if a situation requires the government to step in? What does the labor relationship look like going forward if they were at such an impasse that led to this in the first place?
Well, binding arbitration, I think, first of all, the minister said the existing contract agreement would be extended. So probably all that will be arbitrated is the salary and the length of the agreement. So one would think that you'll have a new 3-year contract. The condition of the contract would be same as the one today because these clauses, the non-financial clause, are very complicated and probably should not be arbitrated by somebody who doesn't know the industry very well. So you have an extension of the existing contract, you arbitrate salary, and hopefully for the sake of the economy, you make sure it's a 3-year agreement. So in other words, a number of the issues remain unresolved till the contract expire again, but at least in the meantime, you have peace, and then it gives time. Just as a reminder, when CN had its last strike, I was a CEO at that time, back in November 2019, it took a full 8 days to reach an agreement. The agreement was reached at the table, but it took a full 8 days to do that. So it's really can the economy afford to have the two parties take 8 days, 10 days, in this case, the two railroads at the same time, to reach an agreement at the table or not? And I guess the decision, the consensus from the minister and broadly in the economy is, no, we cannot afford to take 7, 8, 9 days to reach an agreement. We have to force the party to go to binding arbitration and just settle the financial clause, and everything else would be status quo from existing contract.